But I do know that the type of affiliate marketing that we're talking about here can absolutely make you 7 figures or even 8 figures in a single year.
Here with us today, we have Mao, Mike, and Ralph. And three of them, they are being known as the Lone Rangers. Can I call it that way? Yeah, because they do not have a team, and they just want to run the campaigns all by themselves, going solo. And which is a very rare case, especially now in 2018. And also we have seen the growth of agency. But what is the main reasons that you guys choose not to go after this path? Start with you.
Well, the main reason I choose not to is, first of all, historically, every time I got employees, I got the team to scale, basically, I found out that I managed them, and all of the time that was free basically was reallocated to just managing those employees and just having the operation keep moving. And as I told on stage, I think that there is a certain type of business and a certain point in time where you want and need to scale, but I truly believe that if you know a lot of stuff, like you know a bit of coding, you know how to network, you know how to design, I'm talking about the essential stuff, you can do a lot by yourself and you can scale accounts on both or a lot of platforms except from Google and Facebook. I almost forgot that there are more platforms without a team.
And what about you, Mike?
I'd say what I like to tell people is that in life you build or you beg. Begging, the begging route would be, you go to school, beg for grades, beg for a job, beg for a pay raise or not to lose your job, for a vacation, all this crap. And it's a very, very low quality of life. Or you build something of incredible value that people really, really want. That building, 20 years ago, it wasn't possible for somebody with high caliber skills to necessarily build a 7-figure income or 8-figure income for themselves outside of maybe a franchise, which is very, very risky. These days with the internet, skills rule, and if you have, like Wolf was saying, the right kind of skill sets, the skills that are really, really in demand. My favorite involve free traffic, so either getting affiliates to promote my offers or me promoting other people's offers as an affiliate with my email list, or with search engine optimization with free traffic from Google and organic. And there's these guys that run these paid ads are wizards. They're amazing, to my left and right. But when you have this powerhouse skill, then you'd be surprised. So often, bringing somebody else on who doesn't bring something blockbuster to the table is so much like a security blanket that can really turn into a straitjacket. So I'm really just a big, big believer in building and not begging, and that really involves letting your skills shine out, acquiring those skills that are just badly, badly needed, and that's how you write your own paychecks.
What about you, Ralph?
I think for me, it's one of the reasons why I've been working alone is my personality. I just like doing stuff on my own. Maybe that's a bad thing, but that's one of the reasons why I've always been as a one-man army. But the second thing is that I've always had goals that I want to achieve, and since so far I've been able to achieve all of the goals working alone as a one-man army. Maybe when it comes to a point when I cannot reach my next goal, when I set it so big that it's not possible to do it as working alone, then I will consider building a team and going to the next level.
Right, that's your business. I mean, I guess what they're trying to ask is, when you partner with someone, the cost is going to go up and everything. So how do you actually manage your finances? Do you have investors, or do you or is it your own savings kind of thing?
When I started, I had maybe, I don't even think 10K in my account, to be honest. And I just started as a service provider, so I did some consultations and I was working at this digital agency. And then when I had a bit money, I think when I got to 30K or something, it wasn't that much. I started really pushing diet products and those kinds of stuff. So I just rolled with I really pushed hard with payment terms and those kinds of stuff. So I never needed extra or third party financing. But I think that what Mike said on stage, advertising online, paid traffic is one of the biggest opportunities there is right now. If you're not doing it for your business, if you're not doing it for a client, for someone, then you're wasting that opportunity because it's going to be properly priced moving forward. So it's really about like taking that advantage and like taking it and squeezing whatever you can out of it.
You know, I'm a huge believer in advertising, like Wolf said, and what I've done is I've focused in on free advertising, and so for example with OMG. You know, we've collected $45 million. The initial investment was about $2,000.
Wait a second, just $2,000? Did I hear that right?
$2,000,
wow,
that's correct.
That's impressive.
Exactly, $2,000. To this day, our number one expense is $1,000 per month for AWeber. Our second biggest expense is $300 per year for our Vimeo account. And I don't even know what the third biggest expense would be. So we have no fixed costs. But again, now that's one of the strengths of free advertising, and of course that can scale with with agencies and so forth. Now, but I want to point out that what these guys are doing is exceptional in the sense that you can, if you do have that money to begin with, and I'm a big believer in paid advertising, it's something that I recommend people do very often, you can scale very quickly, and that's one of the real powers of it. That's how you'll have, someone who's 24 years old has done 8 figures, which I think is absolutely amazing. So I love both paid and free. The strength of free, and the thing I focus on is being able to bootstrap just a little bit easier.
And what about you, Ralph?
Well, you know how the sound goes. Starting from the bottom, now I'm here. I literally started with $0 in my bank account. I used free tactics. As I said, I started when I was 16 years old. That was back in 2010. I used SEO, I used YouTube advertising, just uploading the videos for free. And slowly I started building my cash flow, and then I transformed the $1,000 to $2,000, the $2,000 to $5,000, and so on. And that's literally what I've been doing ever since. And right now, for a long time actually, I would say I haven't had any cash flow problems. One of the reasons is, of course, that all the ad networks that I work with, they give me a huge, how would you say it, a credit that I have to pay only every month. So it's net 30 payments.
I think that's actually a very big advantage being an affiliate. That you're actually leveraging on other people's cash flow instead of using your own money to fund the campaigns. Yeah.
That's true, yes.
So actually, whoever that's watching, you do not need a lot of money to get started in paid advertising. Like, look at these 3 gentlemen beside me. They had no money, they didn't get any investment funds, they didn't even borrow money, they all started with their own money. So yeah, this is like the power of paid marketing. The next questions, so do you guys have like a person at least to help you with one of the administrations? Like, do you outsource some of the smaller roles and you do not require a full-time contract?
So yeah, I outsource all of the what I call like copy-paste kind of jobs. So everything related to reporting, everything related to maybe setting up or duplicating stuff, that's what I like to outsource basically. I do recommend that anyone that is outsourcing to a VA install a software inside this computer that allows you to monitor them. Most of the times these guys are going to make some mistakes. That's why I like taking like maybe students, maybe guys that I know. I don't believe in working in an office. I don't believe that, I don't really measure employees or partners or even VAs by time. I just need that specific task to be done and to be done correctly.
So in fairness, I do have a longtime partner from 15 years, David Mills, who I met in my Magic the Gathering playing days, and we've worked together for years. But between the two of us, we have no employees. We've never outsourced. David's wife does our accounting, which is significant. That's no small thing. But outside of that, one of the things I've been able to do, for example, is really get explosive EPCs, like along the lines of 10 to 30 times or 100 times more than a lot of people in my market space. And I really have incredible list retention with my email list and activity from those people. And I think that so much of that comes from doing my own customer service, literally, from reporting back on the success that people are having from products that they've gotten from me, and also traveling to events like this. I really recommend traveling. And I think that that's really kept me in touch. So doing those supposed small tasks, I feel like it really keeps me connected.
So I never hired anybody, but the only thing I have outsourced is translating the landing pages, because obviously I can only speak so many languages.
Not building a team, what would be the biggest challenge, like as a solo affiliate, to take your business to the next level?
So I don't see any issues with that. It's just whatever your goals are. If you really want to run hundreds of different offers at a time and have hundreds of different campaigns that it is not physically possible for one man to manage, then I think you definitely need to consider building a team and open up an office, focus on the big scale.
I think that the reality of things is that if you want to build $1 billion business, then you got to basically do an IPO, a startup, or something like that, and that's not really the game that I'm in at this point. There's millions and millions in profit. We've proven that again and again. If millions and millions in profit isn't enough for you, which I totally respect, then probably the biggest mistake you're making is not understanding about the importance of annuities. But outside of that, again, if you really need to get outside of that, then at that point you're gonna have to probably build some sort of an IPO situation, and I have no expertise with that whatsoever. But I do know that the type of affiliate marketing that we're talking about here can absolutely make you 7 figures or even 8 figures in a single year and I've never made 8 figures in profit in a given year, but I've made millions of dollars many years, and it's for me that's been sufficient. And then again, if you focus on smart investments, solid annuities, then you should be good to go.
Okay, so most offers aren't going to work, and most affiliates are going to crash. But so wanting it is like one thing, and you do have to want it. Okay, it doesn't change that, but you need to understand what you're seeing here. People tell stories, people want to look good. That's one of the biggest things. Facebook, Instagram Live. Okay, so doing it is possible. It takes a hell lot of hard work, so you have to grind. And following your question, basically, when you want to scale, I think that's a really wide subject, and it really depends on that specific project that you are in, okay?
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us here today. Yeah, thank you so much for the time. Yeah.